Please write me very attractive and very greedy hooks for old rare coins. United States of America most valuable Lincoln 1-cent pennies YouTube channel with start welcome to Coins X history and end subscription. Thanks with love for watching. Top 1. Imagine holding a piece of history right in your hands. A tiny coin that could be worth more than your car, more than your house, maybe even more than your wildest dreams. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most sought-after coins in the United States. The 1987 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that has captured the imagination of collectors, treasure hunters, and coin enthusiasts across the country. This isn't just a penny. It's a golden ticket for those who know its secrets, its rarity, and the potential fortune it could bring. So, if you are a collector, a lover of history, or someone who dreams of stumbling upon something priceless in your pocket change, then listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal could change the way you look at pennies forever. The 1987 Lincoln penny might seem ordinary at first glance. After all, the Lincoln cent has been a staple of American coinage for over a century. But if you know where to look, and you understand what makes a coin truly valuable, you'll see that some coins, even from the 1980s, hide secrets that make them incredibly rare and highly prized. This particular coin, minted at the Denver Mint, has some fascinating features that separate it from millions of ordinary pennies that were tossed into circulation without a second thought. One of the reasons collectors are so obsessed with the 1987 penny is due to its rarity in certain conditions and with specific mint errors. Coins like these are not just money. They are pieces of history, small time capsules that carry the story of American minting, errors in production, and even human fascination with perfection and mistakes. Some of these coins feature double die errors, where the design was struck twice, leaving a subtle, almost ghostly duplication of letters or numbers on the coin. Imagine a penny where the words "Liberty" or "In God We Trust" appear doubled if you look closely. To the untrained eye, it might look normal, but to collectors, this subtle anomaly can increase a coin's value exponentially. And the errors don't stop there. Some 1987 pennies show off-center strikes, where the metal blank wasn't perfectly aligned when struck, causing the design to be shifted and partially missing. These coins are far rarer than ordinary pennies because only a tiny fraction of coins in circulation have this issue. Every coin with an off-center strike tells a story of a moment in the mint when the machinery and human oversight combine to create something unique, something collectors can't resist. Another fascinating variant among these pennies is the repunched mint mark, sometimes called RPM, where the D of the Denver Mint appears to have been stamped twice. It's subtle, but under magnification, you can see the slight doubling of the mint mark. Coins with this feature are rare, and serious collectors search for them relentlessly. This makes the 1987 Lincoln penny not just a coin, but a puzzle for the eyes and a challenge for collectors to identify, study, and add to their collections. But here's the most thrilling part. The condition of the coin can make an extraordinary difference in value. Circulated pennies, even with minor errors, might fetch a modest sum. But a coin in mint state condition, showing full luster and sharp detail, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction, especially if it carries a rare die error. For collectors, finding a high-grade 1987 penny with a rare error is like striking gold. And while many people pass pennies off as trivial change, those who know the market recognize that a single coin can turn a casual collection into a fortune. Now, let's talk about why collectors love this penny so much. The Lincoln penny has a rich history. It was introduced in 1909 to commemorate Abraham Lincoln's 100th birthday and has become one of the most beloved coins in American history. Its design, featuring Lincoln's profile on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, has changed subtly over the years, but collectors are always on the lookout for unique variants. The 1987 penny is part of that ongoing story, a coin that sits in the midst of modern minting but holds hidden secrets that make it feel timeless. Even casual collectors find themselves drawn to coins with stories. And when it comes to the 1987 penny, the story isn't just about mint errors. It's about rarity, condition, and the thrill of discovery. Imagine rummaging through a box of old pennies, perhaps inherited from your grandparents or found in a jar tucked away in your attic, and suddenly spotting the subtle doubling of a letter or the off-center strike. That moment is priceless, and it's the very reason this coin has a loyal following among serious coin enthusiasts, of course. Rarity alone isn't enough to make a coin valuable. Condition matters. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, and collectors pay a premium for coins that appear almost untouched. For the 1987 D penny, a high-grade specimen, free from scratches, dents, or corrosion, can fetch far more than its face value. And when combined with a rare error or die variation, the value can skyrocket. Auctions have shown that collectors are willing to spend handsomely for these treasures, knowing that they are securing a piece of history that few others will ever own. Speaking of auctions, the real market price of a 1987 D penny varies depending on the coin's condition and rarity. Ordinary circulated coins can sell for a few dollars, but rare error coins in high-grade condition can fetch hundreds at auction. Exceptional specimens, particularly those with double dies or off-center strikes, have been known to sell for even more, sometimes exceeding $1,000. Serious collectors know the thrill of the hunt, and for them, the chase is almost as exciting as the prize itself. So, if you are a coin collector, a history enthusiast, or simply someone who loves the thrill of discovering hidden treasures, the 1987 D Lincoln penny is a coin you cannot overlook. Whether you are studying the subtle errors, examining the quality of the strike, or simply enjoying the story it tells, this penny represents the magic and mystery of coin collecting. It's a reminder that even something as small as a 1-cent coin can hold immense value and incredible stories. And here's the final thought. Always check your change, your old jars of coins, and any coins that might have been overlooked. One lucky find could be a 1987 D penny with a rare error in mint condition, a coin that could be worth hundreds or even thousands. Imagine the excitement of discovering such a treasure hidden in plain sight, a reminder that history and fortune can sometimes be found in the most ordinary places. So, collectors, treasure hunters, and history lovers, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our deep dives into the world's most fascinating and valuable coins. Keep your eyes sharp, your magnifying glass ready, and your curiosity alive, because the next 1987 D penny you pick up could be the one that changes everything. In conclusion, the 1987 D Lincoln 1-cent penny is not just a coin. It's a story, a challenge, and an opportunity. Its rarity, potential errors, and value make it one of the most exciting coins for collectors today. Remember, a small penny could hold more value than your house or your car if you know what to look for. And for those willing to hunt, study, and appreciate these coins, the rewards can be enormous. And now, let's talk numbers. Real market value and auction price for the 1987 D Lincoln penny. A circulated coin typically sells for around $3 to $5, while coins in mint condition with no errors can fetch up to $20. Rare error coins like off-center strikes, double die obverse, or repunched mint marks can go for hundreds to over $1,000, depending on the severity of the error and the coin's overall condition. The auction market is alive and competitive, with collectors willing to pay a premium for high-grade, rare error coins. So, next time you see a penny, remember, some of them could be hiding fortunes right in your pocket. Keep searching, stay curious, and don't miss your chance to discover the next treasure in your own coin jar. And before you go, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment if you've ever found a rare coin in your change. You never know, your story could inspire the next big coin discovery. Top 2. We are diving deep into one of the most searched modern coins in the United States of America, the 2001 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. This is not an old 1900s wheat penny. This is not a silver coin. This is not gold. This is a modern Lincoln cent, and that is exactly why it shocks collectors. The 2001 no-mint mark penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In the year 2001, Philadelphia cents did not carry a mint mark. That means if your 2001 penny has no letter under the date, it is officially from Philadelphia. The design still features President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, created originally by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse in 2001, you will see the Lincoln Memorial design, which was used from 1959 to 2008. Now here is the interesting part. The total mintage for the 2001 Philadelphia penny was over 4 billion coins. That sounds extremely common. And in normal circulated condition, yes, it is common that if you find one in pocket change with scratches, dull color, and where its real market value is only face value, 1 cent, but collectors do not chase common circulated coins. They chase condition. They chase perfection. They chase errors, And that is where the story changes. A 2001 no mint mark penny in uncirculated condition, bright red, full luster, no wear, graded mint state 65 can sell in the real market for around $5 to $15 depending on eye appeal. But if the coin is graded mint state 67 red, the value jumps dramatically. Auction records show examples selling for around $100 to $300 depending on demand and strike quality. And if you are lucky enough to find an ultra-high-grade mint state 68 red example, auction prices have reached over $1,000 in strong markets. That is the power of condition rarity. But wait, it gets even more exciting. Let's talk about errors. Error coins are what truly turn a normal penny into a collector's dream. For the 2001 no mint mark penny, collectors look carefully for these major errors. Doubled die obverse, where the date or lettering shows visible doubling under magnification. Off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing because the coin was not centered during striking. Broad strike errors, where the coin spreads out wider than normal due to collar malfunction. Die cracks and cut errors, raised metal lines or blobs caused by broken dies struck through errors, where debris was between the die and planchet, leaving unusual marks. Even a small but clear double die can raise the coin's value from 1 cent to $50, $100, or more depending on strength and certification. A dramatic off-center strike of 50% with a visible date can sell in auctions for $200 to $500. And major dramatic mint errors in certified holders have reached auction prices in the range of $700 to over $1,000 depending on uniqueness and eye appeal. So what makes this coin special is not rarity in mintage. It is rarity in condition and error. Modern coins are heavily produced, but very few survive in perfect condition because they are used immediately in circulation. That means finding a flawless red example today, more than 2 decades later, is much harder than people think. Collectors searching bank rolls carefully inspect. Sharp Lincoln hair details strong steps in the memorial no carbon spots. No contact marks brilliant original red color because once the bright red copper turns brown, the premium drops sharply. So if you are a coin lover, listen very carefully. Do not ignore modern pennies. Check your 2001 pennies. Look under good light. Use a magnifying glass. Because the difference between 1 cent and hundreds of dollars can be a tiny detail most people miss. Now let's talk clearly about real market numbers. In circulated condition, the value is 1 cent. In average uncirculated red condition, the market value ranges from $5 to $15. In certified mint state 67 red, the auction value ranges from $100 to $300. In ultra-high-grade mint state 68 red examples have sold at auction for over $1,000. Major mint error examples have realized auction prices from $200 up to over $1,000 depending on severity and certification. That is the real market situation. No hype, no fake numbers. Just real collector demand. And that is why the 2001 no mint mark Lincoln penny continues to attract attention in the modern coin market. If you enjoyed this deep dive into hidden value modern coins, make sure you subscribe right now because on this channel we search for treasure hiding in plain sight. Like this video if you believe modern pennies still have secrets. Comment below if you have ever found an error coin in your change. And most importantly, before you spend your next penny, check it carefully. Because sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. Top 3. The 1999 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny. At first look, it feels completely normal. Just another small copper coin with Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Nothing special, right? But slow down. Because sometimes the most common-looking coins hide the most surprising details. The 1999 no mint mark penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1999, Philadelphia cents did not carry a mint mark. So if your 1999 penny has no letter under the date, that is normal and correct for Philadelphia. The total mintage was extremely high, over 5 billion coins. That means in circulated condition, this coin is very common. If your 1999 penny has scratches, dull color, or heavy wear from circulation, its real market value is simply 1 cent. But here is where collectors start paying attention. Condition changes everything. A 1999 no mint mark penny in bright uncirculated red condition with full luster and no wear is far more desirable than a brown circulated example at in mint state 65 red condition. The real market value usually ranges from $5 to $15 depending on iAppeal.in mint state 66 red. Values can move into the $25 to $50 range depending on demand. Now here is where things get serious. High-grade mint state 67 red examples are much harder to find because most coins were thrown into circulation. Auction records have shown strong examples selling for around $100 to $300 depending on quality and certification. And in extremely rare top population mint state 68 red condition, auction prices have reached over $1,000 when collector competition becomes intense. But that is not the only reason people search this coin. Errors. Mint errors can turn this common penny into a collector's target. For the 1999 no mint mark penny, collectors look closely for double die errors, especially on lettering and date off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, and cut errors struck through errors. A clear double die or strong off-center strike can sell for $100 to several $100s depending on visibility and grading. A dramatic off-center error with full date visible can reach auction prices between $200 and $500. Major certified mint errors have realized auction prices from several $100s up to over $1,000 depending on severity and uniqueness. So what makes the 1999 no mint mark penny valuable is not rarity in mintage. It is rarity in top condition and strong mint errors that if you are a coin lover, check your pennies carefully. Look for bright original red color. Look for sharp Lincoln details. Look for clean surfaces with no carbon spots. And always inspect the date and lettering under magnification for doubling. Because the difference between 1 cent and hundreds of dollars can be a tiny detail most people ignore. Now let's clearly mention the real market values. Circulated condition value is 1 cent uncirculated mint state 65 red ranges from $5 to $15. Mint state 67 red auction value ranges from $100 to $300. Ultra high grade mint state 68 red examples have sold at auction for over $1,000. Major mint error examples have realized auction prices from a few $100 up to over $1,000 depending on the error and certification. That is the real collector market situation. Before you spend your next 1999 penny, take a second look. Because sometimes the most ordinary coin in your pocket can carry an extraordinary surprise. Top 4. We are opening the door to a coin that millions of people have touched, millions have spent, and almost nobody has truly examined. The 1984 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny. It looks simple. Abraham Lincoln on the front. Lincoln Memorial on the back. A normal copper-colored coin that most people ignore. But collectors never ignore details. The 1984 no mint mark penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. In 1984, Philadelphia cents did not carry a mint mark, so if there is no letter under the date, that is completely normal. The mintage was extremely high, over 8 billion coins. That means in circulated condition, this coin is very common. If it shows wear, scratches, dull brown color, or heavy circulation damage, the real market value is just 1 cent, but condition changes everything. A bright red uncirculated example with full original luster and sharp details becomes much more interesting. In mint state 65 red condition, the real market value usually ranges from $5 to $15 depending on eye appeal and surface quality. In mint state 66 red, values often range between $20 and $50. Now here is where the excitement starts. High-grade mint state 67 red examples are far more difficult to find because most 1984 pennies were heavily circulated. Auction records show strong mint state 67 red examples selling for around $100 to $300 depending on demand and certification. And in extremely rare mint state 68 red condition, auction prices have reached over $1,000 when collector competition becomes strong. But the 1984 no mint mark penny is famous for something even more important: errors. There is a well-known doubled ear variety from 1984. Collectors call it the doubled ear. If you look closely at Lincoln's ear under magnification, you may see clear doubling that makes it appear like he has 2 ears. This is a true double die variety, and it is highly collectible. A circulated example of the 1984 doubled ear variety can sell for around $50 to $100 depending on clarity. In uncirculated red condition, values can rise to several $100s. High-grade certified examples have realized auction prices ranging from several $100s to over $1,000 depending on grade and demand. Other errors to look for include off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, cut errors, and struck-through errors. A dramatic off-center strike with full visible date can sell between $200 and $500 depending on percentage off-center. Major certified mint errors have reached auction values from a few $100s up to over $1,000 depending on uniqueness and eye appeal. So what makes the 1984 no mint mark penny special is not low mintage. It is collectible varieties, condition rarity, and error potential. If you are a coin lover, examine every 1984 penny carefully. Check Lincoln's ear closely. Look for strong doubling. Inspect the coin under good lighting. Look for bright original red color. Avoid coins with heavy spotting or corrosion, because sometimes a tiny detail most people miss can turn 1 cent into serious collector money. Now let's clearly mention the real market values. Circulated condition value is 1 cent uncirculated mint state 65 red ranges from $5 to $15. Mint state 67 red auction value ranges from $100 to $300. Ultra high-grade mint state 68 red examples have sold at auction for over $1,000. The 1984 doubled ear variety in circulated condition ranges from about $50 to $100. High-grade certified doubled ear examples have realized auction prices from several $100s up to over $1,000 depending on grade. Major mint error examples have realized auction prices from a few $100s to over $1,000 depending on severity and certification. Before you spend your next 1984 penny, take a second look at Lincoln's ear, because that small detail could be the difference between 1 cent and a valuable collector treasure. Top 5. The 1992 no mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny. At first glance, it feels ordinary. Abraham Lincoln on the front. Lincoln Memorial on the back. No mint mark under the date, which means it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And yes, the regular 1992 no mint mark penny had a mintage of over 4 billion coins. In normal circulated condition, it is worth only 1 cent, but this is where everything changes. Because 1992 is one of the most famous modern Lincoln cent years ever, due to one tiny detail on the reverse. Collectors carefully look at the spacing between the letters A and M in the word America. Most 1992 pennies have what is called wide AM. There is a clear visible gap between the A and the M dot, but a very small number of 1992 no mint mark pennies were accidentally struck with a reverse die that has close AM where the A and M are almost touching. This is known as the 1992 close AM variety. And it is extremely rare. This happened because the mint accidentally used a reverse design intended for proof coins on regular circulation strikes. The proof design has the close AM spacing, and somehow a few were used in regular production. If you find a 1992 no mint mark penny with close AM, you are not holding a 1 cent coin anymore. You are holding one of the most valuable modern Lincoln cent varieties. Now let's talk about real market numbers. A normal circulated 1992 no mint mark penny is worth 1 cent. An uncirculated mint state 65 red normal example usually sells between $5 and $15. Mint state 67 red examples can reach auction values between $100 and $300 depending on eye appeal and certification. Ultra high-grade mint state 68 red coins have sold for over $1,000 at auction when demand is strong. But the 1992 close AM variety is in a completely different category. A circulated close AM example can sell in the real market for several $1,000s depending on condition. Certified mint state examples have realized auction prices, ranging from several $1,000s to well over $20,000 depending on grade and color designation. Some high-grade red examples have sold at major auctions for more than $20,000. That is the power of a tiny design difference. Collectors look carefully at the spacing between A and M in AMERICA, the FG initials of the designer near the memorial original red color sharp strike details, no cleaning or damage because authenticity is critical. Many coins are misidentified. Only certified examples from major grading services bring the strongest auction prices. So if you are a coin lover, listen very carefully. Take your 1992 pennies. Turn them over. Look at the word America. If the A and M are clearly separated, it is the common wide AM. But if the A and M are almost touching, do not spend it. Have it authenticated immediately because that small gap, or lack of gap, can mean the difference between 1 cent and thousands of dollars. Now clearly, the real market values. Circulated normal coin value is 1 cent uncirculated mint state 65 red normal example ranges from $5 to $15. Mint state 67 red normal example auction value ranges from $100 to $300. Ultra-high-grade mint state 68 red normal example has sold for over $1,000 at auction point 1992 close AM. Circulated examples range from several $1,000s depending on condition. Certified high-grade close AM examples have realized auction prices from several $1,000s to over $20,000 depending on grade and demand. Before you spend your next 1992 penny, check the reverse very carefully, because sometimes the smallest spacing can create one of the biggest surprises in modern coin collecting history.